Thank you, Madam President, and thank you for the leeway that you've allowed in this debate in order to hear all voices. Nowhere in this bill is language referring to kings. Today's debate should solely focus on upholding the civil rights and public safety of Americans, the first duty of government. Without it, our laws are meaningless, our communities are at risk, and public trust erodes. For too long, the federal government has failed to fully enforce our immigration laws, and we are now seeing the consequences of that. That failure has had real consequences, and many of my colleagues on both sides of the aisles have spoken their truth, and that is why today's debate is so valuable. We are seeing border communities overwhelmed, increased strain on local law enforcement, and criminal organizations exploiting gaps in enforcement to traffic drugs, weapons, and human beings. Immigration enforcement is a federal responsibility, not a state one. It was never intended to be shifted to us here on this floor for debate or to local police. And it was never intended to be ignored altogether. When federal law enforcement does its job, when they're allowed the resources and given the support of their state government, they can secure the border. They can enforce existing statutes, and they can target criminal networks within the system. We strengthen public safety nationwide, and we restore order to a system that has been neglected for years. Let's just acknowledge that. Let's just face the fact that we have true problems in enforcing the laws at the national level. So let me be clear, it's not about condemnation of immigrants. America is a nation built by immigrants, and legal immigration remains the cornerstone of our strength. But respect for legal immigration depends on respect for the law. A nation that does not enforce its borders cannot fairly administer its immigration system. Fairly. Effective federal policy allows local officials to focus on protecting their neighborhoods instead of compensating for federal inaction. It also sends a clear and necessary message to cartels and human smugglers that the U.S. will not tolerate lawlessness or the exploitation of our children. Compassion and enforcement are not in conflict. We should not be debating that here. But enforcing the law will protect vulnerable populations, like the 5-year-old that was brought to the debate today. It will discourage dangerous journeys, like those stories that all of us know in our district, and uphold the integrity of the legal system, which I am asking my colleagues to do today. Colleagues, secure borders, lawful immigration, and a strong federal policing are not radical ideas. We saw them in administrations on both sides of the aisle. They are essential to public safety, national sovereignty, and the rule of law. I urge the majority of the body to take them both seriously and put forth policy to uphold civil rights under the Constitution and protect the life and liberty of American citizens right here in our once golden state of California. I respectfully urge for a no vote.
Thank you.